Hello again. It's Gray Rinehart, still stuck here between the black and the white. And today I want to talk to you about what I call the Dickensian Duo. And this is something that comes from Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. And even though it may seem a little unusual to be reading from A Christmas Carol when we're as far away on the calendar as we can get, practically, from Christmas, the internet is forever, and so you may be watching this around Christmas time, and it may feel perfectly natural. This particular section is a conversation between Scrooge and the ghost of Christmas Present, and it's not often portrayed in film, but I consider it to be pretty important, and hey, it's my show. With your permission, I will read it. The chimes were ringing the 11:75 at that moment. "Forgive me if I am not justified in what I ask," said Scrooge, looking intently at the spirit's robe. "But I see something strange and not belonging to yourself protruding from your skirts. Is it a foot or a claw?" "It might be a claw for the flesh there is upon it," was the spirit's sorrowful reply. "Look here." From the foldings of its robe it brought two children, wretched, abject, frightful, hideous, miserable. They knelt down at its feet and clung upon the outside of its garment. "Oh, man, look here! Look, look, down here!" exclaimed the ghost. They were a boy and a girl, yellow, meager, ragged, scowling, wolfish, but prostrate, too, in their humility. Where graceful youth should have filled their features out and touched them with its freshest tints, a stale and shriveled hand like that of age had pinched and twisted them and pulled them into shreds. Where angels might have sat enthroned, devils lurked and glared out menacing. No change, no degradation, no perversion of humanity in any grade through all the mysteries of wonderful creation has monsters half so horrible and dread. Scrooge started back, appalled. Having them shown to him in this way, he tried to say they were fine children, but the words choked themselves rather than be parties to a lie of such enormous magnitude. "Spirit, are they yours?" Scrooge could say no more. "They are man's," said the spirit, looking down upon them. "And they cling to me, appealing from their fathers. This boy is ignorance, this girl is want. Beware of them both, and all of their degree, but most of all beware this boy, for on his brow I see that written which is doom, unless the writing be erased. Deny it," cried the spirit, stretching out its hand toward the city. "Slander those who tell it ye. Admit it for your factious purposes, and make it worse, and bide the end." "Have they no refuge or resources?" cried Scrooge. "Are there no prisons?" said the spirit, turning on him for the last time with his own words. "Are there no workhouses?" The bell struck 12. So there we have it. Ignorance and want, or ignorance and poverty. And the question this always raises in my mind is, how does one influence the other? Can affecting one affect the other? Can improving one improve the other? And it seems to me that reducing poverty by itself probably isn't going to reduce ignorance very quickly. It may have some small effect at first if parents perhaps have more resources that they can use to help their children learn. But it seems to me that reducing ignorance has a greater possibility of reducing poverty in the long run, because it gives people the means and the knowledge to eventually possibly break out of the poverty cycle. Remember that the ghost himself said to beware the boy most of all, to beware ignorance most of all. And that's part of why I think public education is so important, because we either pay the cost of educating people now, or we bear the cost later of their not being educated. But I'm always interested in what you think. And so I would love it if you would send me a comment or a question. And I just appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me today. I hope that you'll join me on another episode of Between the Black and the White, because, as I say each time, between the black and the white is where you'll find gray.